Charlie, there's a new joke going around. Have you heard it? What did the five fingers say to the face?
What?
Slap!
Good day and good night. Welcome to the High and Low Retrospective, where we rewind and unpack the stories behind the shows that left a mark on pop culture and the ones that disappeared way too soon. Today, we're talking about a show that didn't just push boundaries, it broke them, danced on top of them, and asked, why do these boundaries even exist? A show that was fearless, controversial, and unapologetically hilarious. I'm talking about Chappelle's Show. Whether you remember it as a sketch comedy juggernaut that gave us Rick James and Prince stories, racial draft madness, or some of the most genius cultural commentary ever seen on TV, you know this one left an impact. So let's dive into the origins, the controversy, and the cultural legacy of Chappelle's Show, a series that was here for a short time but changed comedy forever. In 2003, television was forever changed by the debut of Chappelle's Show, a series that dared to blend unflinching social commentary with absurd, gut-busting humor. Created by Dave Chappelle and writer Neil Brennan, this groundbreaking sketch comedy show became a cultural phenomenon, breaking barriers and sparking conversation about race, politics, and pop culture. But despite its meteoric rise, Chappelle's Show came to an abrupt end, leaving fans with just a brief but unforgettable legacy. The partnership between Dave Chappelle and Neil Brennan began years before Chappelle's Show when the duo co-wrote the cult classic film Half-Baked. While Half-Baked was a very modest success, it demonstrated their chemistry and shared comedic sensibilities. By the early 2000s, Chappelle, already a rising star in stand-up comedy, and Neil Brennan both envisioned a sketch comedy show that would take risks and reflect their sharp observations about society. Chappelle's Show was pitched to Comedy Central, a network hungry for edgy, innovative programming. After seeing Chappelle's charisma and hearing the concept, Comedy Central greenlit the series. The show premiered on January 22, 2003, introducing audiences to a bold, unrepentant brand of humor that tackled issues like racism, celebrity culture, and systemic inequality. From its very first season, Chappelle's Show was unlike anything else on TV and quickly became a cultural juggernaut. Its sketches became instant classics, with Chappelle portraying a wide range of hilarious and biting characters from Rick James to Tyrone Biggums. Each sketch was meticulously crafted, often mixing absurdity with poignant social critiques that resonated with audiences across racial and generational lines. One of the series' most unforgettable sketches is Clayton Bigsby, the black white supremacist, featured in the very first episode. The concept, a blind black man who unwittingly becomes a leader in a white supremacist group, was shocking, hilarious, and a testament to the show's audacity to address uncomfortable truths. The racial draft sketch from season 2 became another standout moment, blending satire with biting humor as different racial groups drafted celebrities into their communities. Tiger Woods' reaction to being drafted by the black community remains a highlight. And of course, Tiger Woods was played by Dave Chappelle in that episode. The Player Haters Ball introduced viewers to the ultimate collection of trash-talking characters delivering iconic one-liners like Silky Johnson's takedowns. Meanwhile, the Mad Real World parody flipped reality TV tropes, imagining a white roommate living in a house full of black roommates, leading to absurdly hilarious moments. Season 2's Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories sketches, particularly the tales involving Rick James and Prince, elevated the show to legendary status, with lines like
I'm Rick James, bitch.
And the basketball showdown between Prince and Charlie Murphy. These sketches became pop culture staples. Prince's unexpected prowess on the court and his pancake-serving hospitality gave us the unforgettable
Game. Blouses.
The Wayne Brady takeover from season 2, episode 12. That flipped expectations by casting the usually wholesome comedian in a dark, villainous role, giving us the chillingly funny line, "Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a?" This sketch showcased Chappelle's ability to subvert public perceptions and keep audiences on their toes. Chappelle's Show wasn't just a showcase for biting social commentary and outrageous humor. It was also a love letter to hip-hop culture. As mentioned before, music played an integral role in shaping the show's identity, with Dave Chappelle frequently incorporating live performances and references to hip-hop and R&B throughout its run. From the very beginning, Chappelle and co-creator Neil Brennan made music a central part of the show. Each episode featured musical guests who were either Chappelle's personal favorites or artists at the forefront of hip-hop and soul music. These performances weren't just filler. They added authenticity and cultural depth to the series. Chappelle himself has described the show as a reflection of his love for music, particularly hip-hop, and he often used it as a platform to spotlight underappreciated or rising artists. Iconic performances included Kanye West and Common sharing the stage earlier in their careers, Mos Def delivering electrifying performances of tracks like Close Edge. The show also highlighted legends like Erykah Badu and connecting with both longtime fans and younger audiences. These performances gave Chappelle's show a uniquely vibrant and immersive atmosphere, setting it apart from other sketch comedy series. One of the most memorable musical moments was when Chappelle brought in John Mayer and Questlove for a comedic sketch exploring how different racial groups respond to music. The sketch highlighted Chappelle's ability to use humor to discuss cultural differences while incorporating his love for music in a way that felt fresh and engaging. Hip-hop's influence extended beyond the performances to the series' overall aesthetic. Chappelle's comedic voice was deeply informed by the ethos of hip-hop, fearless, self-aware, and unafraid to critique societal norms. Chappelle's deep respect for hip-hop as a cultural force ensured that the show resonated with fans of the genre, while also introducing elements of the culture to broader audiences. By blending comedy and music so seamlessly, Chappelle's show became a cultural artifact of the early 2000s, reflecting the era's sound and sensibilities. Despite its massive success, the pressures of fame and the creative demands of Chappelle's show began to weigh heavily on Dave Chappelle. After the wildly successful second season, Comedy Central offered him a $50 million contract to continue the show. However, as production for season 3 began, Chappelle famously walked away from the series in 2005, leaving for South Africa to escape what he described as a toxic work environment and the overwhelming scrutiny of Hollywood. Chappelle later cited a combination of factors for his decision, including concerns about how his comedy was being interpreted, the commercialization of his work, and his desire to maintain creative control. The abrupt end of the show left fans stunned, and Comedy Central aired incomplete season 3 sketches as the lost episodes in 2006 without Chappelle's involvement. Though its run was short-lived, Chappelle's show remains one of the most influential comedy series of all time. Its sharp satire, fearless exploration of taboo topics, and endlessly quotable moments have cemented its place in pop culture history. Lines like "I'm Rick James" and "Game Blouses" became ubiquitous, and the show's influence is evident in the work of many comedians and creators who followed. Dave Chappelle's decision to walk away also sparked important conversations about artistic integrity, mental health, and the pressures faced by Black creatives in Hollywood. Years later, Dave Chappelle would return to the spotlight with a series of acclaimed Netflix stand-up specials, but Chappelle's show remains a touchstone of his career. The show's cultural impact continues to endure, with sketches that feel as relevant today as they did 2 decades ago. In 2020, Netflix and HBO Max added Chappelle's show to their streaming libraries, reigniting interest in the series. However, Dave Chappelle publicly requested its removal, citing disputes over royalties and ownership. Netflix honored his request, sparking another wave of conversations about fair treatment in the entertainment industry. Chappelle's show was more than a sketch comedy series. It was a cultural event that pushed boundaries and challenged audiences to confront uncomfortable truths. Through its sharp writing, unforgettable characters, and iconic moments, the show redefined what comedy could achieve. Even in its abrupt end, Chappelle's show left a legacy that continues to inspire, provoke, and entertain. As Dave Chappelle himself once said, comedy is a reconciliation of paradox, and few shows have embodied that philosophy as brilliantly as Chappelle's show. And that's it. That's Chappelle's show, a series that burned bright and fast, but left an indelible mark on comedy, culture, and the way we see ourselves. It wasn't afraid to say the unsayable, to challenge the norms, and to make us laugh while making us think. Sure, it ended before its time, but maybe that's what makes it legendary. It's a reminder of what happens when brilliance meets bravery, and a testament to the power of an artist who dares to be authentic, even at great cost. So here's to Dave Chappelle, Neil Brennan, and everyone who brought us this groundbreaking series. And here's to Chappelle's Show, a cultural milestone that will always have us laughing, cringing, and maybe even questioning what it all really means. Thanks for watching the High and Low Retrospective. Until next time, keep pressing rewind and reliving the moments that mattered. And don't let Rick James put 5 fingers on your face.